Welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Today we're talking about Big Trouble in Little China #1 by Eric Powell and Brian Chirilla, and apparently with some story credit by John Carpenter himself, the man behind the movie.
Well, I mean, is it story credit or is it just like
story
he created
credit.
these characters?
Story
so he gets
credit.
credit.
I think John Carpenter and Eric Powell worked together to make this comic. It could be from an unused sequel script by John Carpenter, or it could be that Eric Powell called up with John Carpenter and they hashed out an idea for a story. What are our initial impressions of Big Trouble in Little China #1?
Okay. I liked it. It's so bizarre. It's like the movie. It's insane. It's wacky. It's zany. It's funny. So I had a good time.
Right.
It's not the best book I've ever read. Certainly, it's not even near the best book I've ever read. But I certainly enjoyed it from beginning to end.
I enjoyed aspects of this book, but overall, it kind of let me down. There were different parts of the plot that fell through for me. He was a character of himself, the way he acted, the way he was talking about himself, all of the phrases that he would use, and how he would refer to himself as Jack Burton all the time. I'm like, all right, tone it down. He wasn't like this in the movie.
Yeah, he did it twice. Like, all right.
Jesus.
I had a very similar feeling. I saw Big Trouble in Little China already, and I loved it. I don't need it told again. That's basically what this is. This is Big Trouble in Little China again. He goes back to Little China and then has another adventure. And within the comic itself, he references like another adventure that he has as Jack Burton, which is implied, I guess, with the movie and the story here, where Jack Burton always finds himself on the ass end of some zany supernatural adventure.
Right. Which completely blows away the plot of the first movie, where he doesn't understand or know that the supernatural exists.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that there was this huge death cult that raised a giant demigod.
Right, that he fought.
But, forget that.
The front cover is just the poster, so it's like, if I didn't know any better, I would assume this is a retelling of Big Trouble in Little China.
I saw the cover and I thought that's what it was. I said to myself, I've seen the movie, why am I reading the comic?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
It does say #1 as if it's,
like the first
there's going to be more adventures.
It picks up where the movie left off.
Absolutely.
Like that ending, the book just picks it right back up. And I said, oh, this is cool.
Yep.
And actually, the whole part with the monster, like being his servant because he killed Lopan, I was like, kudos. That's a nice bit of storytelling. That's why I doesn't like maul his face off.
Pete. Like, I'll call you Pete. And then he keeps calling him. I think it's Pete. Whatever.
It's Pete.
It's just like a normal name. It's just a fun little detail.
Yeah, he doesn't
and
call
he carries
him
it through the whole.
That's cool.
It's true.
But the rest of it, it falls apart.
For me, the thing that falls apart the most is the art. I can't get behind the art in this book, and the reason for that is not just because of one of my main feelings, which is Big Trouble in Little China is a great movie because it's a great juxtaposition of it's a real movie with real people in real threat, but it's a cartoon. It's ridiculous, silly things that happen to real people. So it's this great juxtaposition of real and silly imaginary.
So, you remember Mad Magazine? You remember those stories where they took a movie and they made it the Mad version of the movie?
That's
and
what this looks like.
The characters really look like the characters, but they're so over-stylized.
Yeah.
That's this.
Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like.
Yeah, that is what this is.
You know what it looks like? We were talking about this earlier. It looks like a Saturday morning cartoon version of Big Trouble in Little China.
It looks and acts.
Yes,
like,
it is.
The look
this
and
is
feel of this book.
This is The Tick.
Yeah.
Only not nearly as fun.
I was thinking of it's like the Mask animated show.
Yes!
It's just like, how do you make a show out of
the
story?
Mask! It was much more
it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going, and it's dumber than you think it is. That's very much like what I think this is.
Yeah.
This struck me as kind of like an independently created book, but it's made by a real comic book company. So I was like, oh.
Boom Studios.
Boom Studios. They make great independent titles. I feel like this was more like sub-indie. Like, the lettering is a little off, and the art is not as great as it could be, and the story is lame. So it's like...
Which really surprises me that John Carpenter had a hand in this.
That does not surprise me at all. John Carpenter wrote John Carpenter's Vampires, and that is garbage.
He also wrote The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's hit or miss.
Yeah.
So...
It left me cold, and it's weird because I like Big Trouble in Little China. I like these ideas. I like the concept of a buffoonish protagonist, but for me it just didn't work. And I'm not even quite sure I can pinpoint all the reasons why, but for whatever reason it just doesn't hit well with me. So I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm giving it a 3. And this is the thing. I had fun with the story. there were parts I really liked about it.
Yeah.
But there are so many problems with it.
I'm going to disagree with you guys completely. I give this book a 7. I think partly because I don't give a crap about Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
I saw the movie, but whatever. So the fact that the art is kind of silly doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, yeah, fine, whatever. And I kind of like that it has that Saturday morning cartoon feel. I just, like, it feels so carefree and fun and kind of different.
Yeah.
And there's only a couple of the jokes that don't work, which compared to, like, a modern, funny book or movie of any type is a pretty good...
Average.
Yeah, I would be willing to, I guess, maybe read another one or two and see how it goes, just because I really like the caricature of Jack Burton. I think I might like him even more than the actual Jack Burton, which is probably sacrilege to those of you who are big fans of that movie, but
Right.
yeah, I had a good time.
You can pick this up at your local comic book store or online. Don't forget to click this crazy annotation bar that has all the other stuff we've ever done. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video and our channel and all that stuff. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
So we'll see you next time on Off the Rack.